So here, coming to our code, so next we need to visualize the data. So here to visualize this data, so here I am taking the different models from the matplotlib. So here I want to visualize the different samples with the different colors. So for that purpose, here I took listed color map. I took listed color map. After that, I want to visualize the data initially for the training set. Initially, I want to visualize the data of training set. So for that purpose, here what I'm saying is, so whatever the samples present with the categorical output as 0, here I'm keeping those values in x1 list, and whatever the samples present with the output 1, I'm keeping those all samples into x2 list. So here x1 and x2 are the two different arrays. I am storing the 0 samples in x1 array, and I'm storing the samples which are having output as 1. I'm storing those samples in output 2. So after that, between this 0 color, between this 0 and 1, I want to keep one classification boundary. So to keep classification boundary, here I'm taking contour function. To take this classification boundary, here I'm taking contour function. In this contour function, what I am saying is, I am specifying x1 comma x2, and here I want to predict the outcome for each and every sample. So here x1 comma x2 are nothing but original values, and here these are the predicted values. We are converting this x1 values in single row, and here also I am doing same thing for x2 also. After reshaping that thing, here I want to visualize the data with the listed color map. In the listed color map, so red represent this 0 samples. So whatever the point present with the red color, those are nothing but 0 output values. And whatever the values lies in the green zone, those are nothing but actually those are true samples. So here I am doing this thing. Here I am specifying x-axis limits as well as y-axis limit. After that, I want to iterate through this entire value. I want to iterate through this entire range. After iterating this through the entire range, I want to plot the scatter plot. So here I am setting y set equals to j comma 0 on the j-axis. Here I'm saying 0th point, and I want to represent those 0th point with the red color. And here I'm saying whatever the points on the same thing lies with the name 1, I want to specify those thing in the green zone. Though I want to specify those points in the green color region. After that, I am keeping color for this logistic regression. So here I am keeping title for our graph, and here I am specifying the different labels. On the x-axis which parameter we are considering, on the y-axis which parameter we are considering, I am showing that thing. After this, I am running this portion. So if you run this portion, here it is the graph. So whenever you observe this graph here, this is the line which is come up because of this contour. Whenever you apply the contour, here this line will be come. After this side you are getting green color, and this side you are getting red color. It is because of this contour map. So in the contour map, initially in here you specified the listed color map. So whenever you specify the listed color map, so by default it will give the color to this contour. So here we got green color, and here we got red color. That is because of this contour function. So that is because of this contour function. Whatever the color specified here, those are came in this region. After that, here we plotted the scatter plot. In the scatter plot, whatever the points lies this region, those are plotted with the red color. So here these are nothing but points. So to represent the points, here we took help of this scatter plot. So it is nothing but training data. So to train the machine, we consider this data. So out of this machine, so in the green region, we have some red points. Those are our rank prediction. And here also same thing. In the red region, we have green points. Those are also rank predictions by our model. So here I want to test same thing with our test data. So here we need to predict the outcomes. We need to check how our model is working for test data. So for that purpose, here we did same thing for test data. Whereas here I'm changing x set, y set attributes. I'm replacing those things with test data. So here I'm saying x test comma y test. Remaining everything is same for this thing, and I am observing the output for this data. If you observe output for this data, so here it is the result. So if you observe here, we predicted 1, 2, 3 points wrongly. Whereas coming to this thing, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we have 2 points, 8 points. That means we are predicting 8 green points as a red points, and we are predicting 1 to below this thing 3 points. We are predicting 3 red points as a green points. So that is nothing but our error. That is nothing but our error. It is nothing but visualization of this result. So it is about visualization step, and it is about the basic classification project. So what we did here, initially we imported data set, sorry, we imported essential libraries. After that, we imported data set. After that, we divided this entire data set in the form of training and test set. After that, we splitted our data set in the form of training and test set. After splitting our data set in the form of training and test set, we performed pre-processing step to scale each and every features to the specific range. We performed pre-processing feature scaling, that is performed by using standard scalar class. After that, we applied our model, so that is logistic regression model. After that, after applying that model, we are fitting our model to our training data. After that, we are predicting the output for the new outcome. Let's assume, so if you want to predict the outcome for new variable, let's assume, so if you want to predict some output for some variable, so for that purpose, what we need to do, so here I am adding one more column. So here I want to predict the outcome. So to predict the output, what we need to apply, so here we need to say classifier dot predict. So here I want to predict the outcome for one sample. To predict the outcome for one sample, what we need to do, so here what we need to do, so here we need to apply those values. So here we need to apply the few values. So here in the x-axis, what we consider different parameters. What are those parameters? Yeah, wait a minute. We need to check the parameters. So here we train the data set by using age as well as estimated salary. Here I want to give age as well as estimated salary in this outcome. So here I want to specify age as well as estimated salary, and I want to predict the outcome. So here we need to give that output, sorry, that thing in the form of array. We need to specify age and salary in the form of array. We need to give those values in the form of arrays. I am giving those samples in the form of arrays. So here I want to specify few values. That is nothing but, so let us assume the person have 36 years of age, and I'm giving some random salary as 1,26,000 as a salary. 1,26,000. I'm giving this thing as a salary. Classifier is not defined. So here we have spelling mistake. So here, whenever you give this feature, it is giving output as 1. That means, so if the person have 36 years of age, and if he have salary of 1,26,000, he will purchase that specific product. Someone post one question in chat. Only transform separately here. So fit transform for X. So what is the difference between this thing? So here, yeah, good question. So here in the feature scaling step, so for the training set, so if you observe this feature scaling step, so in the training set, what we did, so here we converted this entire training set features in the form of this normalized values. We converted all the values of training set in the form of normalized values. Whereas coming to this test set, here we did not converted those values. Those values only. So that's why here we performed, we did not fitted this pre-processing step to, sorry, the standard scalar to this test set. Why? Because to predict the sum output, here we need to specify the original values. So if you want to specify the original values here, we did not to, sorry, we need not to perform that step. So whereas if you want to specify normalized values here, then we need to fit transform here in the test set. If you perform, so if you say fit transform here, if you specify fit transform there, here we need to specify the normalized values. Whereas if you want to specify the actual values here, there we need to perform transform only. There we need to apply transform method only. So I don't know how many of you understood this thing. So simple thing, here I want to convert entire training set data in the form of -3 to +3 range, whereas I'm not transforming all the test set samples. While applying the algorithm, I want to transform those samples. So for that purpose, here I'm transforming that thing. I'm transforming that thing. I'm not changing that entire data. So if you apply fit transform method, here we need to specify the normalized values to predict the outcome. So to avoid that problem, they are simply we are transforming. We are not doing fit transform. We are not applying fit transform method there. It is nothing but logistic regression model. These are the different steps we need to follow while doing this algorithm. So here, whenever you enter the features, so yeah, good question. What transform is doing there? So whenever you apply the features, so whenever you take the features, these features by default transform there in the form of normalized values. Whatever the values you are specifying in the prediction, so those values will be transformed onto that specific array. So for that purpose, we are applying transform method on the test data. Here I'm closing this logistic regression. After that, I will explain you one more project corresponding to this logistic regression. So here we have intent folder. So in this folder, we have classification. In this classification, we have logistic regression. So here we need to do one more project. So that is based on the Titanic dataset. So based on the Titanic dataset, I want to do one more project. So here, sorry. So in this folder, we need to create one more new file. So for this, I'm keeping name as So here, what is the first step to do or apply any machine learning algorithm? Initially, initially we need to import essential library. So in this thing, I want to import essential library. So here in this project, I want to take help of Seaborn also. So here I want to perform more exploratory visualization. For that purpose, here I'm importing Seaborn also. And here I'm saying percentile. So I'm importing all the essential libraries. After importing all the essential libraries, we need to import our dataset. To import our dataset, what we need to say? So here I'm storing that thing in train data. So here to train the machine, so here we need to specify read underscore CSV function. So in this, we need to specify the training dataset name. So if you observe this folder, so here we have Titanic train.csv. So here I want to consider that data. So here I'm saying Titanic underscore train dot csv. I'm considering this data. So here this data set is present on the same working directory, and I want to observe the top 5 rows present on the specific data set. So here I'm saying train dot head. So whenever you observe the train dot head, so here it is a very famous data set. If you go to the Kaggle, you will definitely find this data set. So if you want to read completely or briefly regarding this data set, you can read about this thing. So here I am seeing top 5 rows corresponding to this data set. So here we have passenger ID and whether they survived or not, and on which passenger class they traveled. After that, what are their names, what are this gender, and what is the age of that specific person, whether the person have sibling or not. So such kind of parameters we have in this data set. So after reading this data set, I want to understand this data set clearly. To understand this data set clearly, we need to perform exploratory data visualization. So here I'm performing exploratory data visualization. So coming to this project, so coming to one project, I will explain the in the form of real-time perspective. In the second case, I will take real-time data set. Sorry. So in one project, I will focus on the real-time data, and in the second kind of thing, I will focus morely on the visualization. So here I want to focus on the visualization. So I want to visualize the missing data in this data set. So for that purpose, in this thing here, I want to take help of heat map. So here I want to take help of heat map. So here I want to specify the, so whenever null values are there, I want to take those values. So here I want to say train dot. So here we need to say heat map. So in the training data set, if there is any null values, so here I'm saying is null. So whenever there is a null values, I want to keep those values on the x-axis, and I want to keep y tick labels as false. So here I'm saying y tick labels as false. After this, I am keeping color bar also false. So here I'm saying color bar also so false. After this, I want to specify the color map. So initially I don't want to specify the color map, so we will observe the output. So if you observe the color map, so here I want to perform exploratory data visualization. So in this I am applying this exploratory data visualization on our entire training data. So here on the x-axis, here I'm specifying train dot is null. So whenever the null value is there, I want to keep I want to take that x value. And on the white tick labels, I'm keeping this thing as false. I'm not keeping any name on it. And color bar, I'm keeping color bar also false. So if you observe this data here, we have lot of information regarding all the columns. Whereas coming to age column, we have missing values. So whenever you observe the white color bar, that is nothing but we have missing values. If you observe this age column, around 30% data is missing. Whereas coming to this cabin column, around 80% data is missing. So here, if you observe this thing by using this color, we are not visualizing properly. So for that purpose, here I'm taking color map attribute. So for the color maps, we have different color maps. So here I'm taking Viridis color map. So here, whenever you apply Viridis color map, so it will return output like this. So here we are visualizing the missing information present on our training data set. So here, next, I want to compare different features. I want to compare different features. So for that purpose, initially from the C1, I want to keep the style. So here, SNA does set style. Whenever you want to apply any style, we need to use this attribute. So here, I want to use a white grid style. So after applying this style, I want to apply count plot. So here, I'm applying count plot on different features. So here, initially, I want to apply count plot. So here, on the x-axis, I want to consider survived column, whether the person survived or not. Survived. So here I'm considering survived column. So here on which data we are applying? So here we are considering the data set name as train data. That is nothing but I want to consider this data only. So after this, I'm running this portion. Whenever you run this portion, so here it is the output. So if you observe this thing here, if the person is survived, that is nothing but one. So this many persons. So around 300 plus persons are survived, and around 500 plus persons are dead. So they are not survived. So here this is nothing but survived or not survived data. So I'm copy pasting same thing, and I want to confirm. Sorry, I want to apply one more column here. So I want to compare this whether the person is survived or not based on the sex. So whether they are female or male. So based on the gender, I want to predict whether the person is survived or not. For that purpose, here if you want to specify one more attribute to compare this thing, here we need to specify that feature here. So here I am saying gender name. So here, and I am plotting this graph again. So here whenever you plot the graph, so here it will return the comparison between different genders. So it will return the comparison between different genders. Again, I got one message in chat. Sir, when will you discuss gradient descent? So while discussing deep learning concept, we will discuss the gradient descent concept. So it is coming, it comes under deep learning concept. So there we will discuss the gradient descent concept. So here I'm comparing survival with the gender. So here, if you observe this thing, so most of the, so here blue color represents the male persons and this orange color represents the female. So if you observe this thing, you will get information like the most of the male persons are dead in the Titanic ship, whereas most of the female persons are survived in this Titanic. So after this thing, I want to apply same thing based on the passenger class. So here I want to compare whether the person is survived or not based on the passenger class. So if you observe the column name, passenger class column name will be like P class. So here, so this will be like passenger class. Whenever you apply this thing here, so here it is the comparison between passenger class as well as, wait a minute. Yeah, good. So here in the Titanic ship, we have three different kinds of passenger classes. So based on that passenger class, we are comparing whether the person is survived or not. So here, this blue color one represented the passenger class one, and orange color represent the passenger class two, and here green color represent the passenger class three. So in the past, most of the guys died who those who traveled in the passenger class three. So here, that is about that thing. So after this, I want to apply the distribution plot on this data. I want to apply distribution plot. So for that purpose, here I'm saying distribution plot. In this distribution plot, initially what we need to specify on the trading data. Sorry, in this function only we need to specify this thing. On the training data, which column we want to specify for the x-axis. So here I want to specify age. So here, so I don't want to specify the missing values. Drop NA. And here I don't want to use the kernel distribution estimation. So for that purpose, I'm keeping that thing as false. So after this thing, I don't want to specify the color also, whereas I want to specify the number of bins. So here I'm saying bins equals to 30. I want to represent this graph distribution plot with 30 bins. Distribution plot, right? Distribution plot means DIST. So here it is the distribution plot. So here the most of the guys belongs to the age group of 20 to 40. In the Titanic ship, the most of the guys traveled in the age range of 20 to 40. To see that thing, we need to perform this thing. So here, if you want to visualize this data further, we can perform further visualization also. So here, whereas previously we visualized this data, whereas here we obtained the information like here we have most of the missing values in this cabin column. To predict the outcome, whether the person is survived or not, so here we need to vomit this column. That means we need not to consider this column. Why? Because here we have lot of missing values. Whereas coming to this age column, here we have 20 to 30% of data is missing. Whereas we can replace that thing by the another feature. So here we need to apply imputer class to replace those values. So for that purpose, here we are cleaning the data. That means so whatever the values, whatever the features are not important, we need to remove those columns. So for that purpose, we are performing further cleaning on this data. So for that purpose, so here to cleaning this data, here I'm taking help of matplotlib. So in this matplotlib, I will take figure function. So here I want to specify the figure size attribute. So here I'm saying figure size equals to, here I'm specifying the ratio 12:7 ratio. I want to plot the figure with this dimension. So after this, after specifying this dimension, I want to use Seaborn to plot the box plot. So on the x-axis, I want to specify the passenger class. So on the x-axis, I am specifying the passenger class. On the y-axis, I want to specify the age column. So here I want to check the correlation between passenger class as well as age. Why? Because we have few missing values in the age attribute. So here I want to consider this data from the training data set. So here from the training data, I want to consider this data. So here we are considering this information from the training data. So after that, if you want to specify the color, you can specify the color, whereas I'm not specifying the color here. Whenever you observe the output, so here we got this thing as an average value. So here if you observe this data, what we have, so here whatever the persons travel in the passenger class 1, so they are approximately lies in the age group of 37. The average age group of the passenger class 1 persons, that is 37 years. Like that, if you observe the average age group of passenger 2 class, that is approximately 28 years. If you observe this thing, so here this middle line represent the mean of the mean of that specific age group. So whereas coming to this passenger class, they are they are belongs to the age group of around 22 to 23. So here these are the approximated, or sorry, these are the mean values. So here whenever the, so every time we need to observe the age group of the person, sorry, so whenever we need to, sorry, whenever we want to replace the values of age group, we need to check the passenger class. If the person traveled in the passenger class, if his age is missing, we need to replace that value with 37. Whereas if the person is traveled in the passenger class too, if his age is missing, we need to replace that thing with the 28. Same thing for passenger 3 class. If the age is missing to the specific person, we need to specify that thing with the 23. So for that purpose, here I am creating one function. So here we need to consider two parameters. One is age attribute, second one is the passenger class. So based on these two attributes, we need to fix. So sorry, based on the passenger class, we need to modify the age value. So if there is a missing value, we need to modify that value. So for that purpose, what we are doing, so after entering into this thing, in every time I want to check the passenger class. So here initially we need to check this condition. If PD dot is null. So if there is any missing value in the age column, is null of age. If this condition is satisfied, it means what it means. So here, so here it means if PD dot is null, if there is no information regarding age of the specific person, what we need to do here, we need to check the passenger class. So here we need to check the passenger class. If the passenger class of the person is equals to 1, if the passenger class of the person traveled is equals to 1, it needs to replace that thing with the age approximately 37. After that, again we need to check the passenger class. If the passenger class is equals to 2, if the passenger class is equals to true, what is the average value of this thing? So here we can keep that thing as some 29. So here we need to return. Mm, laptop schedule please. So I will forward you the remaining code. The one go through that assignment project also. In the corresponding to both the projects, as well as, so if you have any doubts regarding both the projects, I will explain you that thing. In the Wednesday's class, we will discuss the intuition regarding k-nearest neighbor algorithm, as well as we will discuss the programs related to projects related to KNN algorithm. Thank you. With this, I am concluding today.